Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Christina.
Vera.
Cindy.
Vera and I are really excited because obviously we have a very special guest
Yes.
today.
Thank you.
Cindy Grayson. And Cindy, do you want to tell them about what you do?
Yeah, I am a certified hypnotherapist and I do past life regressions, but I also cross people over to the other side and I talk to dead people and I do energy work on people. So I just do a variety of things.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because obviously, you know, Cindy and Vera are friends.
Yes.
And you guys have a lot in common. You know, Vera has a waiting list for soul journey sessions, which are...
There were past life regressions,
Past
but it's
life
not
regressions.
just past life, yeah.
Yeah, because they also go to the other side.
Right.
Go to the other side and various...
In between lives, all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But today we wanted to talk, we have Cindy here with us a little bit.
We're so happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Beautiful day out here in
Yeah.
California. But we wanted to talk a little bit about...
Healing with hypnosis.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we wanted Cindy to give us some examples of what different clients that she's had and what experiences they've had in terms of healing with a past life. Because like you had mentioned before, sometimes it's a lot of fun. People just want to know, oh, I was a pirate, cool. But we go even deeper, don't we?
We do. We go into deep love, affinity for things, and deep fears and phobias and, oh my gosh, I am not going to let this body go through that again. And you know, one story I haven't shared with you, I had one client, probably the most dramatic client I had. She was so afraid of snakes. She couldn't look at them on TV, on a computer screen, in a book. She would actually have palpitations and have to leave the room.
Wow.
And she had nightmares her entire life since she was like a teenager. And so we did a session, and she went back to a life in Egypt whereby she was punished, and the punishment was she was basically strapped to like a chair, and they released all these snakes, and that is how she died.
Gosh.
But the cool part is, and she didn't really believe in any of this, so that was kind of fun. But the cool part was, I heard from her that night. She went home and tested it, and she got on the computer, and she found that she could look at pictures of snakes on a computer screen, and that her heart wasn't racing, and she did not have to get up and leave the room. And I heard from her again in about a week. She goes, wow. She goes, thank you for giving me my life back. And I didn't do anything. All we do is facilitate.
Right.
They have to do all the work, and all we do is help them go to that key point in time
Yeah.
and unlock.
And it's not just all we do.
No,
I mean, it's a
True.
key point,
True.
and we're able to help them fit
Yeah.
the pieces of the puzzle
Yes.
together. So that's why it's an amazing team. Remember in class we
True.
talked about it's like a dance,
It is.
you know? So
is.
that's what's really exciting. Yeah, because my grandson was the same way.
I know, I was just
With the
thinking
fear
about
of
the
snakes,
snake story,
yeah.
and my mom, she was afraid of snakes, but she was, through Vera, we discovered about a past life when she was bitten by a snake in a desert and died.
Yeah.
So,
And I went into, okay, Sylvia was my mentor in the training institute, and I just love her. But during the class, I actually, when we were practicing hypnosis and regression, I went into a life and found out why I was deathly afraid of Italian mafia my whole life. Couldn't watch all the famous movies and Sopranos and anything like that, and found out that I was killed at the hands of the mafia in a prior life. And now I don't freak out, I don't cry, I don't have to leave a room, I still choose not to watch them, but I don't have a visceral response to them
Right.
anymore.
Yeah, and that's empowering, isn't it?
Yes.
You just release and let it go.
Yes.
You know?
But haven't you reached a point in your lives, because we're so familiar with past life regressions and hypnosis, that something happens and you go, why am I feeling this way?
Still, yes, yeah, definitely.
We know there's a connection somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
You know, people, places, things, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so exciting, you know, and it's never boring.
No. No.
Every client is different.
Don't you love it when they start talking in another
Language.
I had one start talking in Hebrew. I had this petite little woman start talking like a big burly guy back in Ireland. And
It is
fun.
neat. It's neat.
You know, I just wanted to say that one of the neatest things that I love about the stories that you both talk about and that we've discovered is like the video that Vera and I did just a few weeks back about a girl. Her name was Ginny, a woman, I should say, and her aunt and mother, and all three of them had birthmarks on their back of 3 lines that they were whipped.
In the same place.
In the same, yeah. And what we discovered from Vera was that they had a life in not Salem, but it was like during the witch hunts.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring it up is because, you know, sometimes like what you're talking about, we go to these past lives, but bringing those strengths forward.
Yes.
Is what Vera's always talking about.
Yeah.
Bringing those strengths forward and remembering those things, you know, not only to release fears, but to bring forward
The knowledge and
and the abilities. Like you talked about the woman with the violin and how she's not as good as when she played it, I guess, professionally in the other life,
but she brings her joy.
But she brings and makes her life that much more joyful because of those strengths and how she felt, and she can bring that into now. And I think for me, that's like one of the most exciting things, you know? I mean, because it helps with even the healing is when we have joy, you know, when you're more positive, and it helps with the healing and our mindset in our lives. It's just so healing and rewarding.
It's exciting.
It is. I've even had clients that recall certain herbs that they use to heal with, and they bring that into their current life, and they're able to use it with friends and family.
Yeah.
Wow.
That knowledge base.
Isn't that amazing?
It's great.
It's just really cool.
I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing how, you know, you want everybody to know that that's possible. You know, it's just, especially when you see somebody on TV that's not getting the healing or whatever, and it's like, oh my God, if you only knew this and this and this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and I just wanted to say too, it's really fascinating because one of the things that you're always talking about, that Vera's always talking to me about, is that now that people want something from you know, not olden days, but in ancient times, something to believe in. You know what I mean? Because with all the changes in the world and how everything is just, I don't want to say so crazy, but you know, time is speeding up, and the negativity, there's so much more negativity in the world, and it's like going back to, I don't want to say the basics, but that deep knowledge within our souls and bringing that forward. I think what you guys do, there's nothing could be more important than bringing that, our soul's strengths into now.
And it was so neat when we were having the classes and things, and how you guys all came back together and you all had past lives together.
Wasn't that amazing? Because, and I think the one man in our class who is a very dear friend of mine, we were at the opposite ends of the room, and we went through regression, and we ended up being across from each other and in the same Eskimo village. I don't know the relationship we had because it was just a quick visit, but we could describe ourselves and the other one to each other, and it was just, it's like, wow.
Yeah, and it even happened in some classes where, you know, we had you guys practicing and all that, and one person was getting information about another student, and that student was getting information about the same lifetime. It was like, oh my God. And you know that that's possible, but even when you're seeing it and hearing it, it's like, it's still exciting. It's just, it was awesome.
Well, and you and I were in one together, and I thought, oh, this is too cliche. And
I know, I always tell Chrissy that.
I didn't want to go up to you and go, hey, you were in one of my past lives. Instead, but did you have a past life where you were here and you were this and that? And you said, yes. And I went, okay, well, I was in that life.
So neat. It's so validating.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Validation is important. We think that it shouldn't be, that we should rise above it.
But it is.
It's very important.
Yeah, exactly.
So neat.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's just a little bit of what you can do with past lives and hypnosis and everything. So, if you're interested, and you're in the area with Cindy.
I'm in the greater Sacramento area.
In California, Northern California.
Yes. And if you're interested in contacting me, shall I just give my phone number?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. The easiest way to get me is to call me, 916-834-2631, and we can talk. And if you call, sometimes you just have a question, you don't want to make an appointment, and that's perfectly fine. Or if we talk and you realize, I don't feel like a good fit, don't come see me. Go see somebody else. That's how it works.
Yeah, and that's really important.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's very important. It's good to...
But I can...
Yeah.
I'm a good teacher.
And what I'm going to do also in the video description, I'll also put your waiting list link in case you want to have a soul journey session with Vera too.
Yeah.
And then I can also put your link. So if you want
Yeah.
to get in touch with either of these beautiful ladies, spiritual
Yay.
ladies. So thank you for joining us today and in the park here,
Yeah.
and have a fabulous week. See you next Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.